Hello, all of you wonderful practice owners and practice managers. Ken from Doorbell Digital Marketing here, getting ready to show you something super cool that happened with our efforts for one of our practices who is seeing some crazy results and getting about a 30% increase on average of new patient appointments over last year. So this is exactly how we did it, and this is how you can fill up your new patient appointments. Fill up that calendar every month. You'll learn how to consistently get those new patient bookings and calls every month through your website. And these are people who need your help, right? They're looking for you. I'm going to show you how to do that. Ask yourself, have you struggled with getting new patient bookings? Is that something that's been a headache for you? Are there some months that are successful and then some other months that aren't very successful? Are you lacking predictability? Are you lacking consistency with how you get those appointments, where you get those appointments? Are you doing outreach on Facebook? Are you cold calling? Are you relying on referrals or old outdated methods like radio, print, TV? Because none of that stuff is scalable or predictable, and it's probably a headache. Wondering how your competition stays booked out so far in advance. And quite possibly for all of you, you know that you offer a really incredible service. You know who you are, you know that your brand is worth so much, but your online presence, your website, the amount of people coming through the door just doesn't reflect that. And are you just sort of overwhelmed and not really sure where to start because there's so much noise around marketing and how to attract patients reliably? Well, if you're anything like the organizations I've worked with, you're all of these things, or at least most of them. So let's get into the case study and how this happened and exactly what happened. So this is a company, Restore TMJ and Sleep Therapy. They are a dental practice that focuses specifically on TMJ disorders and sleep disordered breathing. So just some numbers for you. In the last, just 2 months, right, November and December, they got 129 calls. We also saw a 50 plus increase in phone number call clicks on the website over last year. 50% increase in those form submissions over the last year. And then from September to January, there were 4,300 new website visitors. They all came, all on their own, to the website to view this practice's content. Just ask yourself if that's happening for your business. And if not, this could definitely be you. They have a broad range of services they're able to help with, or afflictions they're able to help with, and services they provide, including treatment for TMJ pain and sleep apnea treatment, diagnoses, things like that. So how did we get these kind of results? How did we get to them getting patient bookings a week in advance, essentially on autopilot regularly each month that we've worked with them? Well, here it is. So the first thing that we've proven out to work is that you have to create really helpful content around all of your services. Whether you're a physical therapist's office, whether you're a general practitioner, doctor's office, whether you're a veterinarian, you need to create helpful services, not only because you're not going to end up being visible in Google and the search engines if there's not specific service content out there, but you're not going to be helpful to those users, those people who are looking for your services. They need help. So let's take a look. The first principle is that every service you offer needs its own web page on your website. If we go to Restore's actual website, we can see their services. Look at all the different pages. Not only is there one for sleep apnea, there's one for sleep apnea symptoms, treatments, and causes. Same thing for TMJ, headaches, orofacial pain, bruxism, insomnia. All of these different services and ways that they help people are present on the website. We can see that there's unique and helpful information for every question, for every area of knowledge that a patient might potentially need in order to select your practice. Each page needs to actually be helpful and useful to your future patients. If we take a look at the page, we can see that they can take a look at the symptoms. They can know what their treatment options are. They have commonly asked questions that the patients are going to ask because they're wondering about this. They're wondering why is this happening in their jaw? Why do they have this pain? Where can they go to get help? What kind of help is available? You have to ensure that Google understands the content on the page. So if we take a look at a service like physical therapist, somebody just would type that in. You can see this information right here, this blue link. That's called a title tag. Right below it is the URL. This is the actual URL of the website. And then this text right here in gray is the meta description. Google uses this information, as do users, to understand what your page is about. So look at this, just physical therapists explore health careers, right? It doesn't exactly tell you too much about the page. But Therapedia, Portland Physical Therapy, one-on-one care, recover faster, they're telling you everything that you need to know about the page, but also enticing you to click through. So creating a relevant title tag that not only has target keywords around your services, but also that entices users to click through is one way to satisfy Google's needs and your users' needs. Similar to the title tag is the URL. Your URL structure should be something that is logical and that makes sense so that the person immediately knows what page they're going to land on. So if we look here in the URL bar, we can see that this is related to temporomandibular joint disorders, and then within that, it's specifically the treatment and relief. That's super powerful in terms of getting your users to understand what's on the page and also allowing Google to say, hey, when somebody searches for this, for TMJ or TMD treatment, I'm going to send them specifically to that page. And then it's just got to be organized in a way that's user-friendly. As you can see, there's a title when they first land on the page and a snippet of content. There's a relevant image of the doctor actually giving treatment. There's subheadings that break up the text so that it's not a huge block of text. Bold for the key sub-pieces of content. Bullet points to break up the text, and then a call to action at the bottom where they can get in touch. We make it easy for the user to land on the page, go all the way through the page, and then get in touch with us, while presenting very useful information. The second thing is using paid ads. So, whereas organic SEO is fantastic, and in the long run it actually has an incredibly high ROI, there is a difference between paid and organic results. If we take a look at physical therapists near me, something that is a frequently searched term, a lot of near me searches are, we can see that the first thing that comes up are ads. This section right here are Google ads. So one thing that we had to do very quickly is get to these top spots while also maintaining the organic results. But often people just think this is all there are, because in this case, there's only 2 results above the fold of the screen. That's the first part of what you can see. So we have to build out those ads to get in those top spots for some searches. The first thing that we did was build out ads that correspond to each service. We have a general ad, but we also have ads for TMJ disorder treatment, TMJ disorder symptoms, sleep apnea symptoms, sleep apnea treatment, oral facial pain treatment. Each of those needs its own corresponding ad. And one thing that we did early on was we would put an ad out, and then each week, based on performance, we would test it against a different headline and a different ad copy. So we might say physical therapy near me, one-on-one hands-on treatment. And then we would test physical therapists near me, get the best hands-on treatment in Portland, because this is a Portland physical therapist. But you've got to test, and actually record the results, measure it against how it was previously performing, and then update it. And once you find something that works, you just have to set it, and it'll start producing the results that you want. We also use the data from our paid ads and SEO to inform each other. So you can utilize how people are searching and utilize these ads up here to inform how often people are clicking on these, and then say, okay, we should add that to our content on the page. And if you see that people are organically coming through the page and it's not in your ads, we would add in the information over to our ads. And so it created this awesome feedback loop of where we were getting some information from organic, some from paid, and it combined to create those just awesome, massive results in terms of patient appointments and the insights that we were able to add to the website from both of those marketing channels. So essentially, you need to use paid and organic in tandem so that you can not only get this top spot for some of the searches, but for other searches where users are still looking for you, you can be organically relevant. And while your paid efforts are working, your long-term efforts with the organic are kicking up into high gear as well. Lastly, we just tested and tracked everything. And that's super important because some of your practices, you don't really know who's coming from where or why. And I always say that you can't improve on anything if you don't know what's working. So there's a few ways that we did this. We track everything primarily through Google Analytics and Search Console. So Google Analytics is a free platform that allows you to get all kinds of information about how users come to your website. You can look at where the amount of users who are looking at specific pages are on your website and how many of them land on these pages. You can see how long that people are spending on your site, how often they leave, and specifically one of my favorites, you can see exactly which channels they're coming from, whether it's paid, organic, social media, etc. The second tool we use is Google Search Console. And this is super powerful because it shows you the exact search terms that people use to come to your site. This is invaluable insight in order to use to optimize your actual website and even your ad campaigns as well, because people are telling you exactly the terms that they're using to land on your website. All you have to do is make that website content relevant for them. And from there, once they interact with your brand, they should convert. So one of the biggest things you need to do is immediately go look at how to implement Google Analytics on your website and Google Search Console on your website. You can just type in how to implement Google Analytics and Google Search Console on my website. That's a different lesson, not for this training, not for this case study, but you need to understand what is it that is working and not working for your business in order to make those changes that are really going to drive those new users and those new appointments. So the biggest things that we track that allowed us to implement those changes in order to get those results is patient phone calls through a tracking service called CallRail, through new patient form submissions, and we also did phone call clicks on the website. If your website doesn't have a clickable phone number, you are not living in 2019. You are not living in the present. You need to go immediately do this because people are coming primarily now on their cell phones and mobile devices, and they're going to want something to click on. So when you track those metrics and you're able to see exactly what allowed or what page caused people to want to click and become patients to use your service, then you can start to make changes on those pages or other pages in order to increase that. And when you find something that works you can just do more of it. And when you find something that's not working, then you get rid of it. And so you can add in these events and these goals of phone call clicks and form submissions directly into Google Analytics, and it'll allow you to see which pages on your website and which places people are coming from in order to drive those important conversions for your business. And then take a look at these terms in Search Console and use those to put on in your page title tags, use them for the information to actually guide what types of content you create, and then just put that right on the page exactly in the language that you saw from Search Console. So if you look at TMJ Specialist, we know that that's one of our target terms. So we put TMJ Specialist right in our copy. And you have to, lastly, just continually test and make adjustments each and every month. You have to say to yourself, here's what we did that worked, here's what we did that isn't working, and just continue to improve, because not only have we improved year over year, but apart from 2 months, we improved month over month in terms of their traffic and new users as well. So this is the stuff that's working. Building out service pages for every single service you offer, using paid ads to get to the top of Google to beat out your competition, essentially. And then you need to track everything and measure your performance so you can make it better. So with that in mind, you need to go implement these changes right now. People are searching for you using Google, your competitors are on Google, and most importantly, once people find you online, you can bet that they're likely going to want to use your services because they're looking for you. So other than going and doing this stuff, if you feel like you need a little bit more guidance, you want to dive deep and get put in the right direction and help all of this make a little sense of it, then just you can get in contact with me using the link below or getting in touch. There should be a link to click on or something at the bottom of this page, but don't delay, because the longer you do, you are missing out on people that are looking for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you saw that it is possible to get results like this on Google, and I look forward to talking to you.